Well, this is going to be a little bit of a deep topic because it's not an easy one. If you've experienced it yourself and gone through it, then you know and you understand. If you haven't yet, then this might be helpful to you. But what I'm going to talk about right now is what is called the dark night of the soul. This is a time when we are kind of feeling our most desperate, our most separate, maybe our most lonely, our most frustrated, exhausted, really not the best time for ourselves. But it usually happens when we've been trying to live a life that is not true for us, when we've been trying to meet the demands of, say, our spouse or our partner or work or family or our nuclear birth family or friends. And we reach a point when we try to understand how we can continue to keep our mask in place, that part of us that continues to say yes even though we don't really feel it inside, or that part of us that continues to do things even though it doesn't really feel right. Maybe you're in a manipulative situation or a manipulative relationship or even an abusive relationship, and you're just really reaching the end of your rope. It's good that you're reaching the end of your rope, because the truth is you're not probably in the right situation. It's probably a moment when, if you look back on your life, you can see a series of decisions you made that were really not for your highest good, but maybe were because you wanted to not be alone any longer, or because you were sad, or because it was just easier to go along with what another person wants. But that isn't really necessarily the case after a while. After a while, it just begins to feel like we are a robot, and a robot that is not one that is living any kind of a life, just programmed, just doing the things that have to be done with no love, no happiness, no joy. I admit, looking out in life right now, that there are many reasons to consider that it's not good to be pessimistic, to be depressed, to not be happy given this current situation on the planet. But the truth is, I believe that when we begin to start making choices that are in alignment with who we are, we begin to slowly awaken to ourselves. That dark night of the soul has to end at a certain point, and somewhere there is a dawn that begins, and the light rises in such a way that we can say, oh, I can maybe now see my path. It's not easy. It's not even clear sometimes. Stepping out and saying no to someone and stepping away from a relationship in bad situations take courage. And sometimes that, when we look back, we realize it really wasn't courage. It was just simply our ability to finally say, hey, I can't do this anymore and I need to stop. And hopefully you have people around you who will listen, and hopefully you can find someone who you can share what you're going through and they can hold space for you. Because while it is really important to do this on our own and to realize this on our own, it's also really important to find those individuals who are your cheerleaders and who remind you of the beauty of who you are, and not all about what they can get out of you and what you can do for them. Individuals who do that are really not in relationship with you for you. And I think that is some of the hardest things as we get older to deal with, is when we realize that some people who have stayed on might just be wanting us for anywhere from our money, from the ways we look, to the ways we treat people, to the ways we spoil friends, the ways we make things easier. And then when we start to realize, hey, what about me? You start to realize maybe you might have a few narcissistic individuals in your circle of friends and in your family, and you may realize that you have never really even been seen or heard truly for who you are. And that is when the change needs to occur. That is when you need to start making new choices for yourself and new ways of being. Hi, my name is Michael Bartlett, Master Metaphysical Astrologer, and I am here to support people in being in alignment with their true selves. One of the many gifts I find about astrology is that it shows the many voices or the many needs that we have in our life and how they need to be expressed. Some of us are lucky. Some of us are in relationship with people and have family and friends who support us in ways that allow us to express our full spectrum of expression. But many of us deal with, that aunt that is always asking, why aren't you married? Or why aren't you dating women? And they know that you're gay, or any other sort of thing that is, we call it gaslighting now, but it was really just a way that society used to keep itself in form and keeping us within the lines of what we need to. But we're really not in that sort of a society anymore. We're in a society now where we need to begin to honor ourselves and our gifts and no longer live in that shameful space of not living up to other people's expectations. The truth is, we can never live up to other people's expectations. There are too many people out there, too many people who don't even see us or have an understanding of who we are. And so why do we want to give up who we are and our truth of self just to make someone else happy who may not even be really interested in being in relationship with us for a long period of time? Please feel free to check out my other videos. I'm here to be of support to people and to help us all grow and become and evolve to our highest level, because I believe that each one of us represents an exact moment of beingness that the universe needs. So I'm thankful that you're here. Have a great day.